I want to share about the day we don't talk about on Easter. And I don't care what religion you are, whether you celebrate Easter or not. I do think there is a universal lesson in this message that I'm going to share. But you will hear people talk about Good Friday, which in the Christian realm is when Jesus died on the cross. And you will hear people talk about Sunday, which is in the Christian realm where we believe that Jesus rose again. And what is never really talked about is the in-between, the Saturday. And there is an in-between for many of us in a lot of our lives. And here's what I mean is up until Good Friday, or the Friday when Jesus was crucified, there had been 3 years of ministry where people were just like all in. It was a community. They were excited about all of the miracles and the things that were happening. There was even women who followed and funded Jesus's ministry. A lot of people don't know that, but it's right there in the Bible. And many of them thought that Jesus was going to be their political savior. That's what they thought. And they followed him. They were excited. And then out of nowhere, even though he warned them, he was captured and within 24 hours beaten beyond recognition and crucified. And they didn't know Easter Sunday was coming. Like, we know it, but they didn't know that. So everything they had believed in and witnessed and saw and thought was going to happen did not. And they had to hurry and bury Jesus on Friday because Saturday was the Sabbath, which was a day where they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't do anything. And they were stuck in this in-between of everything they believed in was gone. It was wrong. It didn't make sense. It was horrible. It was just this space. And now we talk about Easter Sunday, which is where something they never expected happened. And that, again, in the Christian realm is where they believe Jesus rose from the dead. And it was beyond their expectations and nothing that they thought of. But on that Saturday, there was grieving, there was confusion, there was despair. And I think that for many of us, we are often found in a place of in-between. I'm not going to lie, I feel like I'm in that place right now. For those of you who know my story, of being sick and all of that stuff, last August I found out it was a misdiagnosis, and then I got put on these new treatments that were going to cure it, and it was supposed to go to November, and then that didn't happen. They wanted me to keep going. It went to February. It wasn't working, and so now I'm on it for a year. I will be on it through August, and then after that, they don't know what they'll do. But in the meantime, it has not gone well for me physically. I'm swollen. I'm sick all the time. My liver is really bad. I have a hard time working. And it's been a very difficult time of in-between. Because I thought that I was going to finally, after all these years, they told me I would be healed, I would feel good, I wouldn't be in pain, and I was so excited. And that has not been the case. I'm waiting. I'm in this space that I didn't expect to be in the land of in-between. And even just these last 2 weeks, I don't know if it's from the medication, I don't know what it's from, but like I just have like gobs of hair fall. Like anytime I run my hands through my hair, you can even see it. I just have chunks of hair falling out of my head. And it's been a really challenging time, this space of in-between, of believing something that I thought was going to happen. It did not work out the way, and I don't know what tomorrow holds. So what is the lesson? I think that we do ourselves a disfavor when we just talk about Good Friday and we just talk about Easter Sunday And we say things like, have faith and everything's going to be okay, because many of us in a relationship that is broken, in a health situation, in a financial situation, we are in a land of in between. And for whatever reason, culturally, at least in our culture here in the United States, with toxic positivity and those things, we're not allowed to talk about that space, the space of disappointment and confusion and that land of in between. But this space here is where we learn so much about ourselves. We learn so much about what matters to us, who we really are, how resilient we are, what we have faith in and don't have faith in. Our beliefs are refined about ourselves, other people, this world. And that space of in between cleans out and makes room so that that Easter Sunday, when it comes, and it's going to come in ways we don't naturally usually expect, it's going to be so great and something that we never thought of, but we're ready for that space because we've been through that space of in between. So for anyone who is struggling right now, on this Saturday, like many years ago, a couple thousand years ago, when Jesus was crucified and they didn't know what was happening, I just want to say that it's okay, that I'm sorry that you're going through that time in that space. I do believe that there is hope. There always seems to be at the end, but I also just want to acknowledge and recognize the struggle, and just encourage you that through the process of confusion and believing something that isn't so, and the struggle, that something tomorrow in the future is going to be beautiful, that is going to come your way. And you know what? If you know someone who needs this message, you could share it to them. It's just a time to say you're not alone, and it's okay to struggle, and that tomorrow definitely has the opportunity for something new and wonderful. I don't know what it is, but